Chad Elkins presents the Elkins Accounting Hour with your host, Chad Elkins.
All right, Mr. Clary, I was just listening to you only a couple of minutes ago talk about the horse lady.
We had a lot of comments and listener feedback to my video that was paid for, like, why are horse women crazy? And I did research, I did a video, and then that video seemingly was very popular in terms of comments, and there were hundreds of comments why, and there were too many for me to go through by the time your show started. And I wanted to find one particular story, but I couldn't find it. So, but here we are, because we are on time, people. We are punctual at the Elkins Accounting Hour.
I appreciate that. I actually said in the comments of your, when you were streaming just now, I said, Clary, if you need some more time, don't worry about it. You know, I'm right here.
Nah, let's get it done. Yeah, I'll do a third video if I have to, because there were way more comments than I thought. But tell the audience what you were telling me about the hobby rule. I did not know this.
Yeah, so there's this rule called the hobby loss rule, and I know you'd heard of it. It basically says you can only, what happened was historically there were these taxpayers that had horse farms. And of course, when you're taking care of horses, it costs a lot, you know, stables, you know, feeding them and all that stuff. And so you're never going to make money on with having a business where there's horses. And so they finally had to step in, the IRS or Congress or the IRS or somebody did, and said, look, the rule is you can have 3 straight years of losses in a business, but by the 4th year, if you don't have a profit, then we have to disallow the previous 3 years. And that's why they call it
taxes back.
You have to pay tax on it. Yes, they call it the hobby loss rule, and it's all because of horses.
See, and that's why are student loans not dismissible in bankruptcy?
I think they wanted to get people stuck with them. I don't know.
No. So it's very interesting because, like, the horse people caused the 3-year rule. Like, I didn't know that. Like, a specific group of assholes, thieving, stealing, lying assholes, ruin it for everybody else. Guess what field or profession ruined and made it that student loan debt is not dismissible in bankruptcy?
I have a guess. It's a total guess. Is it teachers?
No.
Closer
to you than you realize.
Oh, was it NBA dude bros?
Close.
Was it lawyers?
Lawyers.
Lawyers.
There's like back in, I think, the 70s and the 80s, lawyers would just file for bankruptcy, dismiss their entire student loan balance from law school, and off to the race. And that's why. So if everyone just paid back their fucking money, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Is Steven scheming, stealing countries? Are they good? Are they doing well now? Or is it the obedient ones that, like, have some ethics and morals that do well?
Oh, mixed bag on that one, at least lately.
Oh.
Just real quick. This is from Brooklyn Brewery. It's a chocolate stout. It's 10%, so it's pretty healthy. It's not a frou-frou beer. It's actually a real stout. So, Clary, I got to do it because I was sending you and Atham pictures of this. I got the candidate a refrigerator over the weekend for her birthday because we needed a spare one. And look what I decided to do with it. I put every beer that I have in the door and I claimed it. There's frou-frou beers, there's actual beers, there's every beer you can imagine. And that's just part of it.
Does the candidate get to use any of that real estate, or is it all like, did you get her a refrigerator? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I got us a refrigerator, but it counts as a birthday gift for her because she wanted it, and she gets the entire inside that's not on the door.
Okay,
there.
It's not like my closet where like 98% is the G. I got like my one shirt, and my 2 pairs of shoes. Okay.
Yeah, this was the first thing I did, so that was my exciting news. But wait, you sent something just now in the group to me and Atham. What did you fix in your garage? What was that?
On my car, I cleaned out the engine bay, and it's missing the hose.
Yeah,
that goes from the air intake to the filter, the air filter. You don't need them, The car will run just fine without them, but it looks weird where you got two pieces missing a piece and it just ends. So I had to go search high and low to find the size that fits. I found it, cut it to sizes. So now I installed it. So now it pulls air from where it's supposed to, not the engine bay. In theory, you get a little bit cooler air, which is denser, which it's not a cold air intake, but it does have slightly cooler air than dragging directly from the engine bay. So it should improve efficiency. I just did it because it's like, it was designed this way. Let's do it. And it looks better.
How'd you learn how to do all that? I always ask you that.
Called YouTube.
YouTube.
Your dad's, because we know that does. It was called YouTube, called autodidactism.
Autodidactism. Awesome.
Teaching oneself.
Okay. A little update because some people were asking. Mr. Texas is out of the hospital. Everything is fine. So good to go there. Well, Clary, before we get to this, anything else interesting going on besides horses and fixing cars?
Oh, just a weird day. No, it's just a weird day. I had one of the weirdest consultations or video book reviews I had to do. I had to listen to this.
I listened to it earlier.
It was fucking atrocious. And then that put me in a weird mood. And then I'm also a client paid me $200 to practice meditation for a week. And so this is the last and final day of my meditation. And I learned I'm really bad at meditation. Just some weird, odd requests coming in.
Well, I mean, I feel like hiking is your meditation.
It is, but he wanted me to like sit down, listen to the wind chimes, like no joke meditation. Yeah. And so I learned a lot of things about meditation and that I'm not good at it basically. But yeah, so there's that. And then I can't even remember. The days are blurring by. Like, you know how you got busy season, right?
Yeah.
And let's say it was Friday. Could you remember what you did Monday during busy season?
Oh, hell no.
No.
Absolutely not. No.
And in a weird way, it's constantly repeating. And the only thing that's different or unique is the weird AI video I had to do. And then like the horse videos, those kind of stand out. But yeah, it's just an odd. Do you ever have days where the best part of the day is that it ends and you go to sleep? Not that it was a bad day, but like sleep is the best. Like it's kind of, I've been on a stretch of 2 or 3 of those days where it's like this. I was looking forward to our show today. That was kind of the peak of the day today.
Really? That's that bad, huh?
It's that.
That's terrible.
Oh
my God.
It's not bad. It's not like nothing bad happened. It's just, I think everybody has a week where it's just like, what'd you do? I just worked, man. And I had a weird meeting and that was it. I think everyone has those kind of weeks.
Well, I'll tell you, you know how the candidate works these 12-hour shifts from like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or sometimes 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You know, I love spending time with her, of course, and, you know, we have fun. But some of the most peaceful and relaxing times are when she has to go to bed really early for those 6 a.m. shifts. And then I got a quiet house. I got myself and my own thoughts. And that's proven to be very therapeutic in a way. I don't know if that's the same as meditation, but
you need to be alone. You need to be, it needs to be quiet. You need to be uninterrupted. But yes, the thing, this guy, he's like, no, you sit down and you close your eyes. And Turd Flinging Monkey has a great, you know, maybe you look at a flame or something. And so that's the level of meditation this guy was talking about. But yes, there is a calming effect when no one, even if you love the person, they're not there. It's there's an added bit of like, you don't have to worry about her. So it's
nothing against her. It's just kind of like, you know, this is the first time I've actually successfully cohabitated, because you know about the first time and that didn't go too well. So. Well,
you cohabitated with a honey badger that was drunk and wounded. So
Daddy's little girl, man.
But I think, whereas everybody can use a bit of time apart and you need alone time, no matter who you are. I think who that doesn't apply to is your dad and Mrs. Elkins. Your dad needs your mom around all the time. He loves her presence at all time and doesn't want any solitude from her whatsoever. I think that's the exception to the rule.
Well, what's so funny is that I'll be there in 5 days and I'll get to see them interact and see them get on each other's nerves again. It's always fun.
Is your mom because I wonder if women are aware. Is your mom aware of it at all? Like, I'm sure he's
Oh
told her
God,
a
no.
million times. But
No.
like, I have a friend. Her parents are older, obviously, and her dad is a high-end professor at a very reputable high-end institution in a legitimate. So I don't want to identify him because there ain't that many of them like there.
Mhm.
So these guys, and I've met the couple, and he's 80, his wife is 79. Swear to God, she's like, oh, look out for this, look out for that. I'm like, lady, this guy is a top rank in his field. He's 80. He knows to wipe his own ass. Like, and so I wonder if it's just female psychology and it's like, the married man's burden or what. But I'm thinking like you're old. Like, does your mom not listen to the words coming out of your dad's mouth? Like, don't do that. Like, he must have told her for decades not to do it, and they just can't help themselves. Like, oh, look out, you're going to burn your hand. Like, shut up.
Clary, this November, they will have been married 55 years. And
That's a long time.
I just don't know how. How can anybody do that?
Booze?
It's
12-hour working shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every time I ask my dad and sometimes my mom, I'm like, how can you guys even stand each other? And they sort of joke like, well, you really can't, but you get used to it. And by then it's just like, we might as well see the distance on this thing.
I'm going to defend Mrs. Elkins, though.
Yeah.
By far, and you could tell her I said this or show it to her because it's true, and I'm not trying to kiss her ass. I don't think I've seen a woman put more effort into remaining pretty and put together than your mom. Your mom is always put together. She was already an attractive woman to be like, I've seen the wedding photos. They're very attractive people back when they were younger, but she has definitely put in the effort to maintain her beauty as much as an older woman can. She is always kept, always done up, always presentable. And I'm just like, well, I mean, most women don't even do that. So, you got to hand it to your mom in that regard. I think that should earn a bit of a reprieve of her reminding your dad to wipe his ass or put the toilet seat down.
Clary, would you like to guess how long it takes my mother to get ready? Like doing all those things?
Dude, I'm going to say at least an hour, more like an hour, 15 minutes, 2 hours.
Shoot.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no like, grab your bag and let's go.
No, no. Everybody has to wait on my mom. And my favorite part is we're all just waiting. Then when my mom's finally ready and we're about to leave, she goes, all right, let's go, everybody.
Yeah, then she's in a rut. Yeah, no.
We've been waiting on you. Yeah, so I'll be seeing them in a few days. It'll be nice. It'll be the last time I see them in Santa Fe. So
how many times did you visit them in Santa Fe?
This will be either the 6th or 7th. So I made it down there once per year.
So more than twice me.
Yeah, eventually. It took a while.
Okay, it took a while.
So yeah, I'll be seeing them soon. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. So Clary, I've got a topic tonight, which I think you're actually really going to like, because in a way it combines economics and accounting. So, dynamic duo here. What happened was, as you know, inflation is killing tons of people. I mean, I don't know if you talk about that a lot on your streams or anything, but it is
killing, or hurting their finances.
Hurting them.
All right. Yeah, it is hurting their. Okay, I thought I meant like people are
not literally. Right. Although maybe. No, so I've been having Zooms this week with some of my clients who are actually, to their credit, having some humility, and they're saying, Chad, I just don't know what it is. I can't keep track of my budget. What should I do? And, I give them some pointers. I give them a spreadsheet with, it's in Excel. Some of them know how to use Excel. But it made me realize that when you were growing up, or maybe when you were in high school, maybe even college, was making a 6-figure salary, was that like known as like a big thing? Like, I want to make a 6-figure salary.
That 6 figs didn't come really until afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you made 100,000 back in the 90s and the aughts, you were wealthy. I mean, certainly upper middle income. But the 6 figs, bro, was late Gen X, early millennial.
Yeah. Yeah, I always heard that in undergrad. I'm a little younger than you. Yeah, and it was just like, we want to make 6 figs. That's all about. It's all about getting those 6 figs. And the ones I was having meetings with this week, they all were making more than 6 figures on their businesses, and they were still struggling. And I just so happened to come across this article. It came out yesterday. Let me share the screen for you. And the long and short of it is, I don't think six figures really is that important anymore. I think it's basically,
no, not at all. Especially
No.
since you and I graduated from like six figures in my day. Like, let's say I graduated from college in 97.
Yeah.
I'd have to look up the CPI, but I guarantee you 100,000 back then is 250,000 now. That's the amount of inflation that's occurred. But yes, $100,000, especially depending on where you live, is not six figs, bro, like it used to be.
So first we're going to look at just simply what happens after taxes, like how much you get in each state after taxes, federal and state.
Okay.
That's the first part of this. And then the fun part, we're going to play a little game where we're going to factor all of that plus cost of living. And you are going to have to guess what you think the best cities to live in the U.S., having $100,000, and the worst. I think the worst will be way easier.
Okay, am I quite here? We got a question. Governor Waltz of Minnesota, the microscopic small dick tampon
knucklehead, Mr. Knucklehead.
The truly the biggest pussy on the face of the planet. He tweeted 3 days ago, Minnesota ranked one of the top 5 states to live in the United States.
No.
Who put together this ranking of cost of living, right? Because when you look into like who researched this, it's a bunch of bought and paid for academics or research or marketers. So what is the veracity? Like, did they actually use like geographic data?
They used nothing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting. Okay.
I think you'll like this. Yeah.
All right.
That just makes absolutely no sense for him to tweet that.
He's a low IQ idiot. So
all right. So we'll go over this, and then I'll have you make some guesses on this. So this is another CNBC article. This is the second week in a row I've done one of these. So I had to look into this Mike Winters person here. He doesn't have a big presence on Twitter. He's got about 2,000 followers, but he's a Canadian. So
okay,
yeah, that's who we're talking.
But why I don't think he's making a political statement. No. So I don't know. Yeah. So he's just doing research, it seems. So I wouldn't care what his following or his background is.
Yeah, he was fine. Better than the gal from last week, I'll say. So how far $100,000 salary goes after taxes in every U.S. state? Remember, we're only talking income, not property, not sales. Okay,
right.
To start. All right. Published yesterday. Earning a six-figure salary is a milestone for many workers, but take-home pay can vary by thousands of dollars depending on where you live. A recent Go Banking Rates analysis calculated the annual after-tax income for a single filer earning $100,000 and claiming the standard deduction in every U.S. state. Oregon had the highest tax burden, reducing annual take-home pay to about $70,500. Would you have guessed that Oregon would actually be the worst?
No, I would have put it up there, but my number one would have been California because they got like a 13. But here's the thing. It depends where the states set their income tax brackets. So obviously Oregon has the highest applied to 100,000. California, I think maybe it's more like 150 or 200,000 before your top tax rate kicks in.
Look at you. I was just going to explain that, but hey.
I am a graduate from the Carlson School of Management. Right? And in spite of that, I still know things.
So yeah, it does depend. It heavily depends on state taxes, obviously, this thing. So to determine the numbers, they used a 2025 federal and state tax bracket from the Tax Foundation and payroll tax rates from the Social Security Administration. Those are standard everywhere. Mm-hmm. Before state taxes, single tax filers face federal income taxes and payroll taxes, yada, 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 7.65% is payroll, as you know, double that for the employer-employee. So, Claire, you got the first one. You got Oregon, all right?
Almost a 30% tax rate.
Yeah, this is before anything else. It's just you're
this
done.
Doesn't include your property taxes or your sales tax.
No.
You dumb shits in Oregon. I can't afford anything. I don't know. Stop voting for free shit. So,
well,
okay.
Guess where my parents are moving.
I know, but they're Democrats, so they can deal with the problems and the adult Democrats pooping in the streets. That's their problem.
Lots of problems there.
Lots of problems.
I guess to their credit, they don't have a sales tax. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a question. because your old man worked in Africa, right? You guys
Yeah.
were overseas in Africa. Is it that he wants to move to a state where people shit in public? Did he miss Africa? And he says, well, the closest we got is Oregon.
No, this is all because my mom wanted to move to Oregon full time, and
I know why it's a joke. It's a joke to indicate people.
Well, I had to wonder the same thing, man, because it doesn't matter how liberal Democrat you are, people shitting on the streets. I mean, come on. But yeah, Oregon did raise the income tax by 3% last year.
That'll solve their problems. It's all good now. It's taken care of. Thank God. It's okay.
All right, give me your top 5. We got Oregon. I'm actually going to stop presenting.
Okay, so I gotta sit and think here now, because it's going to be anybody's guess, because you don't know where they set the brackets.
Right. So
okay, Oregon's up there.
So we got 2 through 5. Who do you think is next?
I'm gonna be. I hate to say it. I'm just gonna go with the shitty states in order. California's number 2.
California as actually number 3, much to my surprise, because so at $100,000 after taxes, you get 73,409.
27% tax rate.
Yeah, about 27%. So we got Oregon number 1, California number 3. I don't know if you'll get the remaining 3, but I'll tell you what.
Give it a shot.
It's not New York. It's not New York, and it's not
Hawaii's in there.
Hawaii is number 2. Good job, dang. You get 72,579 after taxes. So
28%,
28%. And let me just say, man, getting that Airbnb rental condo in Hawaii, I regret that I did that. It's just I needed to add some real estate to my investment portfolio, but God, their taxes are atrocious.
What did I tell you about real estate investment trusts?
The REITs? Well, those are better than owning real estate, right?
Well, you own real estate through a REIT. You don't have to manage the property. So for anyone out there, there's a real easy way to invest in real estate without having to buy a piece of property. You buy a REIT and you don't have to manage shit.
What's up, Bathroom?
Our special needs Mexican that we need. We got to visit him.
Yes, it's been way too long.
Yes, Chad and I run a nonprofit called Mexicans in Need. We find special need Mexicans, and we go. But we do have to. After this, he texted me times and dates, so we'll go over that later. Yeah.
Atham, I'm drinking a 10% stout. It's not frou-frou. Okay, so Oregon 1, Hawaii 2, California 3. Clary, I'm going to say I don't think you'll get the next 2, the final 2. It's because I was surprised. Now you're going to laugh.
Massachusetts.
It's not Massachusetts. That's what I thought it would be. Yeah.
And it's not going to be New York, because you said I'm not going to guess it.
Think about
it. Don't give me no more hint. Let me guess. Give me a shot here. Let me display how intelligent I am, for crying out loud. I want to say it's something like one of those asshole New England states, like Connecticut or Vermont or some. Not Connecticut.
It's not. I'm telling you, these last 2 surprised me, and the 5th one's going to make you laugh. But these are going to be hard guesses.
Illinois?
Surprisingly, it's not Illinois. I thought it might be, but they actually have a pretty low state income tax, believe it or not.
100,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so not Connecticut, not New Jersey?
It's not even New Jersey, dude. I was surprised, and I'll show you.
So there's another variable affecting here. It's not just simply are they a high tax state. Maybe the state legislatures are adjusted for a cost of living. And so, okay. So now I'm thinking more southern, Ohio, Pennsylvania.
See, I thought it would be one of those 2 because they have the local taxes, but no, it's not Ohio. It's not Pennsylvania.
We're running out.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't have gotten these, and I consider myself an expert, and I wouldn't have gotten
$100,000. Okay, there's no state income tax in Washington State. I'm going to go Louisiana, Alabama.
No southern states.
No southern. Michigan.
It ain't Michigan, dude.
Okay, I'm running North Dakota. Now I'm just taking a crapshoot.
Why don't you think a little bit closer to what you once called home?
Oh, Minnesota. Why didn't I?
Minnesota is number 5. See, I wouldn't.
You put me off that trail. You said, okay, yeah, Minnesota's up there. Yes, Minnesota. Okay.
So if you make $100,000 in Minnesota, you're only going to be taking home $73,425 after taxes. Does that surprise you?
No.
It didn't. I was surprised they were higher than some others, but yeah.
Okay, so what's number 4 then?
Number 4 is Delaware, and I don't know where that came from. I admit I don't know where that came from with Delaware.
I should have guessed that. Yeah.
So let me show you the rest of these. So yeah, these are the top 5, and I'll read this. In contrast, workers in Florida, Nevada, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, Alaska, and New Hampshire, all states with no state income tax, keep it closer to the 78,700. They were using a 22%.
8 to 7% advantage.
Yeah,
that's good.
You live in the right state.
I do.
So I did want to say. Oh, hello. Here's Raymond's dad. What's up, Homefront Ford?
Oh, is that Mr. Raymond?
It is.
He's the guy who likes my show slightly better than your show.
Everybody likes your show better than mine, except for maybe Athen. I don't know. So yeah, you want to live in a state with no state income tax. We just named those. If you're curious about any of them, what I'll do is I'll link this after the show, but it shows you all of them. Like if you make $100,000, it'll show you the effective state income tax rate, and it has all of them here.
Mm-hmm.
So avoid Hawaii and definitely avoid Oregon. So that's the first thing that I wanted to show you, but that doesn't tell the whole story, does it? Because we haven't even discussed other taxes like property taxes, cost of living, and things like
taxes,
that, right? Sales
fees,
taxes, yeah.
Local income taxes.
Local income taxes, yeah. So I found another article. This one's a little bit older. I was trying to find one that would coincide with this well. And I'm not going to share it on the screen yet because we're going to talk about cities. And I want you to do this guessing again about cities.
Okay.
The title of this article, before I share it with you, is U.S. cities where a $100,000 salary goes the furthest after taxes and cost of living adjustments. Okay, now this came out a couple years ago, but I want you to think about 10 really good cities for this and 10 absolutely terrible. So there's top 10.
Yeah, how big of the cities are we talking? Like what's a city?
Reasonable. Like what you would traditionally, there's no podunk on here. These are all.
So we're not talking like Rapid City, of which only has like 65,000 people.
Let me check the list real quick. They did get a little bit. There are some cities that are a little bit lower in population.
Here's what I want you to do for me so I can guess correctly. Find the smallest town on that list. Don't tell me what it is. Quickly Google search the population of that town, and then that'll give me a ballpark to guess.
Okay, we'll start with, you want to start with the cheapest or the most expensive? On
that list, find the smallest town, whether it's on the good end or the bad end. I mean, you could kind of ballpark it. And then I want you to Google search what the population is. Don't tell me the town. Tell me what the population is.
Doing it right now because I already know the smallest. So the population, 317,000 people, is a similar city on one of these lists. That's the smallest, okay?
313. Okay, so all these towns are 300,000 plus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you want me to guess the top worst, like the where 100,000 goes the most and 100,000 goes the least?
Yes. And then once we're done with that, I can actually show you the figures for these in the article. And I will say a couple of these surprised me as well, and they might surprise you. Okay. So you make here's how I want you to approach this.
All right.
You make $100,000. We've already talked about the income tax implications. Okay. So you start there. And then you need to start thinking about cost of living, like property taxes, sales taxes. That's what this does. So I'll leave it up to you if you want to start with the cheapest cities or the
Let's
priciest.
Start with the most expensive because I think we all know what they're going to be.
It'll be easy for you.
New York, San Francisco.
New York is number 1.
Right.
San Francisco is number 3.
LA
is number 5. Yeah.
Okay, we're San Francisco, LA, New York. Chicago, I'm going to say is not on that list. Yes, Chicago, you guys have affordable housing. I know you don't believe it. It's not up there.
Yeah.
Okay, New York, San Francisco, LA. Now expensive. I'm going to say Boston. Don't give me any hint. Okay. I want to do this on my own. Boston.
Boston is number 8. Okay. I do want
Is Washington, D.C. on this list?
Yes.
Or is that not considered a state?
Number 4.
Number four. All right.
I feel like I need to give you this hint because you'll
All
never
right.
get it. Some of these, a couple other cities on here are the most expensive, are very close to ones we've already named. Like it's considered part of the metro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so San Jose.
Yeah, San Jose.
Is that on the list? But you're saying San Jose is an example of a suburb of San Francisco.
It's not on the list, but that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So you've got New York, you've gotten San Fran, you've gotten DC, LA, and you got Boston. So give me 5 more if you can.
And some might be neighborhoods within it.
And think of the income tax part that we just named. Maybe think a little bit of that. Not the bottom two.
Okay, see, I'm trying to show everyone how fucking smart I am. And you're like giving me the answers, depriving me of the ability to show everybody how smart I am. So let's say Portland is going to be up there.
See, I was surprised. I thought Portland would be on there too, but it wasn't.
Not up there. Cost of living.
But you're not too far off.
I'm going to go Seattle, even though there's no income tax, because it is very limited on it.
Seattle is number 9 on the list. And that's the one that surprised me. You know what TJ Martinell texted me? We were in this group and I was telling him about this show I was going to do with you. You know what he told me? And I had no idea. Did you know that starting in 2025, the state of Washington is now levying a state tax on capital gains?
Yeah.
That's a state with no income tax. I did not know that. Like, I don't have any clients from there.
But that shows you the importance of local taxation.
Yeah.
And all the other forms of tax. Yeah. And then plus Seattle was also already a very high, expensive area to live in. And I know it's going to sound, so what do we got? We got San Francisco, New York, Boston, LA, Seattle, Washington, D.C.
So there's 4 more that may be related to a couple.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, I'm not.
You know what? I'm going to take a curveball. I'm going to say Miami's on that list.
See, I actually thought Miami might be on there, but because Florida is such a favorable state, with income taxes, it didn't make the list.
Well, I'm talking cost of living now.
Yeah, cost of living. Yeah, no, it's both. Yeah.
Cost of living.
I don't think you would want to live in either of the, and whatever city is left, you would not want to live.
No, I don't want to live in the remaining 4. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia did not make the list.
Not on the list.
I know. Yeah. I won't give you any more hints. I'll give you a little more time.
All right. If I start missing, well, you can tell me here in a little bit.
Claire, I'm just going to do this one because Honolulu is actually number 2.
Oh, okay.
It's number 2 on the list.
Yeah, I forget that. Not thinking. Honolulu was on there. All right.
So there's 3 more, and you wouldn't want to live in any of these cities.
Well, see, but they're shitholes. But then I got to imagine that a lot of people want to live in these shitholes.
They're not necessarily shitholes. There's just they're the places you would have no reason to want to be in. I think you visited a couple of these places before. Remember, Houston? They could be. It's not Houston. These could be cities. They're close to ones you've already named because they're treating them as separate.
Oh, okay. Close to LA. What's close to LA?
They combined Long Beach and LA. They didn't separate them. I thought they were going to separate them. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What's a neighborhood? Silicon Valley. What's that? Isn't that San Jose?
There's another city that used to have sports ball teams in it in that area.
Oakland?
Oakland somehow made number 7 on this
Isn't
list.
Oakland like a torn up shithole?
That's what I thought. So some of these really surprised me, but it's the 7th priciest city in the country.
Wait, are we now talking like Detroit? Like outside of Detroit? No, not Detroit. All right. Well, I don't know. What are the other 2 then? Because
here's one of them. San Diego.
That's not a suburb. All right. Yeah. Okay. San Diego.
San Diego was number 6. And then number 10, you wouldn't have gotten number 10. It's Arlington, Virginia. That's kind of the same as Washington, D.C. Yeah. So I don't think they should have split those, but I guess it is a different state. So
okay, so now we're talking cities I'd want to move to that have 300,000 plus population.
I don't know if you necessarily want to move there, but that you get the most for your money considering taxes and cost of living. This is where $100,000 takes you the farthest. Okay,
is Knoxville, Tennessee in there?
It's not Knoxville.
Nashville?
It's not Nashville.
Memphis?
Memphis is number
okay.
1 on the list.
Memphis is
Memphis
number one.
top.
I knew
You
it was
got
in
the
Tennessee.
top one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Affordable. St.
Affordable.
Petersburg.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, much to my surprise, there were no Florida cities on this list. I don't know why. Maybe cost of living's gone up there.
Montgomery or Mobile, Alabama? One of those towns in there?
No, none of those.
No.
A lot of these are located in the same state. A lot of these like cheapest ones. Yeah, I was sort of surprised.
300,000 and affordable.
And a lot of them are way bigger than 300,000.
Cincinnati? We looking at Ohio towns?
Nobody in Ohio made cheap because they have too many local taxes for that.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. Affordable, a lot in one state.
Memphis is a hellhole. I've never been to Memphis.
I've driven through it. I don't remember. I've driven through it at night all the time. And
it's not very safe, is it?
I don't know. I was on the interstate.
Where am I?
Texas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Dallas is affordable.
Not Dallas, but
Austin. Austin's way expensive.
Where am I?
Oh, Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
Oh, for crying out loud! It's the same damn town.
Well, don't tell people hear that. Fort Worth actually made number 7 on the list. And don't worry, I'll share my screen and show all this with you when we're done because people are like, I want to see. Fort Worth is actually number 8. So Memphis was number 1. Fort Worth was number 8. And there's more in
Kansas
Texas.
City.
Not Kansas City. But
no.
Not, but
Topeka?
Where else in Missouri?
St. Louis?
St. Louis is number 10 on the list.
Really? Okay, these are I've been all over. All right.
Yeah. So cost of living, I think, has gone down there.
Is Billings, Montana?
Nobody in Montana.
Nobody in Montana
made the list. Yeah. So
wow,
nobody in Montana. There's a lot more Texas.
So we got more Texas.
More
it's not Austin. San Antonio.
San Antonio is number 7 on the list. And people don't look at my chat here because people are naming ones that were there.
Okay, I won't. Let's go Amarillo, Texas.
Amarillo did not make the list. That might be too small, actually, for the criteria.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to think of towns with more.
You're close. You're kind of close though with Amarillo.
Midland, Abilene, south of
Amarillo. I doubt you've driven through this place. Have you ever been to Lubbock? El Paso, by the way, El Paso's on the list. El Paso's on the list.
Yes, I have been through Lubbock. I did drive around it, taking the car up back to Vegas. I did go around Lubbock, yes.
So El Paso is number 2 on the list.
All right, okay.
Lubbock is number 5 on the list. Corpus Christi, Texas is number 4.
Or I wouldn't even know. Okay.
That was the smallest population of all of these. So number 1 is Memphis. Number 2 is El Paso. Number 3 you haven't gotten yet. Number 4 is Corpus Christi. Number 5 is Lubbock. Number 7 is San Antonio. And number 8 is Fort Worth. And number 10 is St. Louis.
What is Arkansas's town?
Little Rock didn't make the list.
No,
and I'm going back. Do they have some tax? Yeah, I guess their effective tax rate's a little higher than some. No, there's no Arkansas cities on this
list.
Is
Vegas on that list?
Vegas somehow didn't make it. I guess
maybe Reno. Is Reno on the
list?
Reno's
not on the list.
What the hell? I have no I'm gonna have to start guessing Utah. Salt Lake City?
No. But let me tell okay, what's close to the panhandle of Texas, but it's in another state?
Oh, Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City was actually number 3 on the list.
I forget all these places I don't want to go.
And yeah, Reno is pretty expensive, although we still have fun. Number 9 is Arlington, Texas, and you wouldn't have gotten that because, like I'm saying, they're
it's
combining
in between the two. Yeah.
And number 6 is Houston. So basically, most of this list is Texas.
All right.
Yeah. But number 1 is Memphis. Here, I'll show you the article real quick.
So Republicans make it more affordable to live once again.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, a lot of that's in the South. Look at that. Yeah.
I won't read the article because we don't need to, but basically it's how far $100,000 salary goes in the U.S. And you can see the cheapest are the ones we were talking about. And the most expensive are essentially cities that you would never even think, Clary, would never even think of living in.
No,
I don't think.
I'm not a Democrat. I like not only keeping the majority of my labor, my life in the form of money that I exchanged for it. And I would like to go as far as possible.
Just real quick, they talk about how the local state and local taxes in Memphis cut a $100,000 paycheck down to $74,515. But what they did was they adjusted all of this by local living costs. And because Memphis is 14% lower than the national average, it kicks up the value of that $100,000. Check out the numbers here, man. So New York City, if you say I make $100,000 and I'm a single filer in New York City, guess how much they're saying I have in real time after that?
I can't see. Does it say 36,000?
Yeah, it's basically 36,000. Let me take us out of here. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so New York is 36,000, Honolulu is 36,000, San Fran is 36,000. Basically, your money takes you nowhere in these places. So I don't know.
That's important, but no, see, I happen to agree with that, because those people want to help out the unfortunate and the lazy and the parasitic. And I think that they should be happy to pay those taxes and suffer that lower standard. It's more important that they take care of randos than themselves.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just blowing this up a little bit.
I could kind of make it out.
You can see it? Okay.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay. Well, we can zoom in if you want. But
there.
Yeah, here are the numbers if you want to see them. So, I mean, 6 figures can still take you reasonably far these days. Like, I know inflation's gone crazy, but you need to avoid these cities right here. I mean, you should I used to live in this one. I spent my entire 20s in Arlington, Virginia. And I mean, it was expensive back then. So, and here's the cheapest ones. And I'm happy to say Fort Worth, it's getting more expensive, but it's still there as far as like being a good place to live.
All those stupid, hardworking Republican people who obey the law. My God, what a bunch of fascists.
Yeah. And like I said, I was a little bit surprised that we didn't see, hold on. How do I
don't know.
There we go.
There we are. All right.
There we are. I was a little bit surprised with some of this. Particularly, I thought that there would be more cities on the East Coast that like made the bad part of this list. But
I'd have to look at the methodology, but it's more than 3 levels of variables, and then it becomes a crapshoot after a while.
Yeah. So I don't really have any moral to take from this. Just try to live in states that don't have a state income tax and have a low cost of living. I think you kind of cracked the code in that in a way. Yeah.
But Chad, people just can't choose where they want to live.
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, can they?
You know what? There is a way.
You think there's a way?
There's absolutely a way where it would take a little bit of work, but there's a way that you can work remotely wherever you want.
Wherever I want, you say? Tell me more.
Well, so it involves this career, and there's a certain way you can learn how to get into that career. What do you think that might be?
Well, all my baby boomer and millennial parents told me I should follow my heart and money will follow. So I want to study sociology because I care about the children. Can I live anywhere I want with my degree in sociology?
I mean, if you like using EBT and maybe Section 8.
Why are you such a fascist, Chad?
I thought, fascist. That's the word, fascist. Yeah.
No, but I am interested in being able to live wherever I want and be self-employed in due time. What is there such a career or field that would allow for such a thing?
So right now, get in while it's good. We're in a particular industry where there may be a shortage and we need people to get in, and the barriers to entry to get in are just getting lower and lower. I even texted you an article about that last week, but we won't necessarily talk about that now. So what are you thinking?
Okay, well, my friend Trisha, she really likes working with animals. So is it veterinary science?
Husbandry won't do it.
I know. I want to be a teacher. You could teach anywhere. I want to be a teacher.
But what about AI, Chad, the people say? What about AI?
Don't even get me started. I'm gonna bet it's something that everybody needs, like dental work, right?
People do need dental work, but I think this one's a little bit better because with dental work, you have to actually have
You got to be
physical
there, right? So
location.
what's
Yeah.
a service everybody needs? What were we talking about before?
We were talking about death, but we were also talking about taxes.
What's the profession that deals with taxes? What is it? Administration, auditing?
It's not auditing. It's not finance.
Accounting.
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 Yeah. Accounting.
Oh, so I could have a career in accounting.
You could, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now here I have a question for you.
Yes.
This career in accounting, and if I do it the right way, I could live where I want in any one of these towns. And I probably also would work for myself.
Ideally, right? Yeah, you could.
Now, do I want an average career in accounting, or do I want something a little bit better than that?
I would want something a little bit better than average. I mean, it could be the country's best career, or maybe not just the country.
I haven't thought about geography. But wait, if we're going to go with the whole country, we're going to go with the United. Why stop there? Why not the world, Chad? Why not wait, I got it. How about we have the world's greatest accounting career? Boy, I wish there was a place I could go to figure out how to get the world's greatest accounting career.
I have it linked below. It is one of those revenue generating links where I get a small piece of the crumb. We've actually had a few sales lately. I can just text Claire and be like, oh, here we go. But yeah, if you want to check it out, it's in the description below. A link is in there. I've heard nothing but positive things about it. This is how you can get into it. I mean, yes, they are making it easier to obtain your CPA. They are finally starting to lower the requirements. And I'll do a show on that on another time. Actually, Illinois just passed it. But you don't need a college degree to do this. You don't.
Nope.
So,
Chad, do I need to spend $100,000 in 2005 money on a master's degree to become a CPA?
You don't need to do that. You don't need to do what I did very stupidly and losing $100,000 in 2010 to get something I didn't need. So
yeah, there it is. The world's greatest accounting career. Link below on Teachable. Please give Chad my money by using his link if you're interested in a career in accounting and doing it cheaply and affordably so.
This made me laugh. Filipino at CBS, the country's all rightest accounting career. All right.
There is one thing I want to talk. So your clients are complaining about money and they had budget problems.
Yeah.
May I plug another course that is also offered through our, not Amazon, our Teachable thing?
Sure. Yeah.
Achieving Financial Excellence. And more specifically to you, can you tell them, can you email them, hey, here's a course?
Yeah.
Because we could talk about accounting careers, but a lot of people, especially with inflation, they need to cut their spending, right?
Yeah. And I've tried to explain that to people, but
why don't people cut their spending?
I've been asking myself that for years, man. I don't know why people don't cut their spending.
They're addicted to spending. And they have
nothing
else in life. That's what it is. And once you figure, everyone knows, yeah, you got to cut your spending, but it's like giving up cigarettes or giving up booze. You got to get unaddicted to it. And that's the course that I offer as well, in addition to the other ones. So if you go to, if you search Achieving Financial Excellence, Clary or Teachable, you'll find it. But Chad, can you recommend that course to them? Say, take this course, because it will give them the motivation to, oh yeah, you're right. I don't need this extra pair of shoes.
The best part is if they pay for your course, it can be a tax write-off because they have businesses and their accountants telling them, you need to take this. Yeah. So also, is this one of those, you have this other course, I don't know if it would apply. Is Achieving Minimalism one you always have available, or is that you only? Okay.
That's the flagship one that I don't publish all the time. That's like the no joke. How do you stoically, psychologically, philosophically not only get rid of your desire for shit, but to intensely hate buying shit. So you're like, oh yeah, I don't want that. That I offer every once. Maybe I should open it up because it's been at least 3 months since I've opened it. But the introductory course, more practical, or I should say practical, the more universal one is Achieving Financial Excellence. So that's like $100, I think. The minimalism course is $450 because I'm not fucking around. But yeah, that one I don't have open. But the Achieving Financial Excellence one is open.
I'll just say, like, from the work I do for my own practice and just talking to people in general, man, Clary, the inflation is really hitting people hard.
You know why it doesn't affect me?
Because you don't have a lot of wants and
I don't
needs.
buy shit. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I got to pay more in gas and all that, but I don't. I mean, Chad, I sent you a picture of that thing,
Yeah.
right? Wasn't I excited? Right. I got a air hose adapter. That was my exciting purchase. That was it. And you know what's free, Chad?
What's free?
Hiking is free.
Hiking is free.
Hiking is free. You know what else is free?
Meditation. No.
How fun that is. But yeah, that's free too. You know what else is free? In
You
theory.
like to...
Okay, let me big qualify. What is free in theory and is fun and has no costs and consequences in theory?
Is it similar to hiking?
No. No. It's an activity. It's a team sport. 2 people play it, generally.
Hanging out.
Friends, hanging out.
Friends, yeah, hanging out.
Yep. Sometimes it's even more fun than friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something else.
Significant other, girlfriend, or
you can have sex, right? Sex is free.
Well,
but is it really, Chad? Is it really? It's free for one group of people. It is pretty pricey. But I'm just saying, in theory, if you're bored, yeah, there's a group of people. Video games are cheap. Yeah, you just don't. You don't need shit. So, but if you got a spending problem, yeah, take a look at the Achieving Financial Excellence.
How about we do some super chats?
Let's do super chats. I like super chats.
I like them too. Ken Rose.
He's a regular at mine. He says hi.
Yeah, looks like he just says hi. I can't really see what that is.
It's a thumbs up.
Oh, is that what
you
it
can't
is?
see that, really?
I got the smaller screen here. Okay, yeah, thumbs up. Oh, that's a good one.
Pyro, 20 generous dollars. Currently enrolled at Western Governors University for my bachelor's in accounting because of you two. I love the kind. God bless you, Pyro. No, seriously, good for him, man. He's like, he doesn't have to commute to the to school. It's what is it, like $6,600 a year? You can take as many courses as you want.
It's not bad at all.
No, it's not bad at all. It's accredited. He's good for you, Pyro. I'm glad, bless you. I hope you do well.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's really generous. I don't know, Clary. I really feel like we're improving people's lives. I would only get behind either the course or whatever we talk about. I would only do this if I really believed in it, and that's why I'm really happy to get info like this.
We aren't turning around the world, right? The vast majority of people still major in dumb shit, but this is one less guy who's going to major in butt plug studies and then go chase his time giving girls money. Like, maybe they'll like me for my personality. Like, no, at least he's not going to be poor. And thank God. Yep.
Keep me posted, Pyro. My email address is in the description. I always like to get updates with this. Clary, I'm going to read this one, and I want your opinion. It's from Wet Willie's Wetter Water. Chad, how much should I earn if I want to marry a horse girl? I don't know. I don't know why you would want to marry a horse girl, but
Chad, what is the answer?
The answer is you should marry a horse girl.
No. What? There's a number. How much should he make if he wants to marry a horse girl?
I would say have a profit every 4 years. That's the only.
The answer is 0, because that way you can't spend anything on it. Don't. See, save your labor. Don't work, because all the money's going to go away to the horse girl. Well, it's actually just going to go to the horse. But yeah, you do not marry or date horse girls.
Very, very quick story. A buddy of mine from grad school, who I'm still close friends with in Chicago, he's in his early 40s. He's single, just got out of a terrible relationship, and he got fixed up with somebody from church. And he went on a date with her a couple weeks ago. And all this girl did was talk about her horses, her equestrian, like she just went on and on and on and on and on about this. And he just couldn't take it. He was like, that he got up and he left the date.
Oh, in the middle of the date?
In the middle of the date. And he is not the type of guy. Yeah, he's like, this woman is psycho. Like, I can't do this. He could barely even stand to be polite.
But she was Christian, so that's all that matters.
Exactly.
She's a good Christian girl.
All these people.
Because Chad, let me ask you that. Ask you this. Is God or the horse number one in her life? She's a good Christian.
It's a horse. Like, she was the way he described it, he would try to steer the conversation elsewhere. And she just kept going on about these horses that her rich daddy owned. And he was just like, it's awful.
Chad, why do you hate women?
Why do I hate women? I love women.
No, you can't, because you said no to the horse girl. You should support all women's decisions, especially horse girls, because you hate them if you don't endorse their loving of the horses.
I like girls with good genes.
Okay, Lord, $2. I can watch you live today. Yay, Cappy tax time. Yes, that 70 cents after Google's in your case. The 70 cents is coming to me now. Actually, that's like a liter of gas.
Yeah, there you go.
It is, yeah.
So as you know, I don't own a vehicle. Has gas been going up or has it been stable? What's been going on with that?
Well, speaking of local taxes, that's another determining factor.
Yes.
Here, things are pretty cheap. Vegas gas is very expensive. But here it's depending on the grade you get. I paid $2.82 for regular for my truck today.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's not terrible down here because we're an oil country. But if you go to Chicago, in the city of Chicago, and you fill up, you do not want to know what they add on in terms of excise taxes.
To all you low IQ Democrats, but I repeat myself, to all you parasites who think that there's magic levers that you just pull and then we have standards of living, it is $4.50 in LA right now. Yeah. Well, that's California. I'm sorry, that's California. That's not even LA. That's just California.
Yeah. Awful.
I'm glad you guys pay for it. Glad you guys pay for your stupidity.
Let me see. I don't think he had a message, but let me check.
Wet Sox just says hi for $5.
Oh, well, Wet Sox, if you're still here, drop us a message.
Hey, the Plains Warrior, $5. Hey. Remember that one time when Chad said that one thing about taxes? Yeah, me too. That was fun. No, Plains, it's Chad. He's got it almost right. What's he supposed to say?
Supposed to say that was awesome. That time Dre left a $2 super chat to make fun of.
This goes back to me and DT and the Man days. Okay.
Oh,
like long ago. No, there's nothing bad about this. I'll do it here.
Yeah,
hey, Chad, remember that time we did that podcast about cost of living and taxes?
Yeah, those were good times.
Good times. That's what it is. Yeah. So the Plains, how that should go is, hey, remember that one time Chad said that one thing about taxes? Yeah, me too. Those were good times.
I miss Dre. Dre never comes on my stream anymore. He only gives you the $2 super chats.
Hey, remember that times Plains Warrior gave us a $5 super chat?
Those were pretty good times.
Those are good times, man. Those are good times.
Thank you, Plains Warrior.
Did you know, Mad, 2 Canadian. Chad, how did you survive the Big Four? Ask for a pal.
Okay, so I only worked for the Big Four for about 8 months, and it was only
how many months?
8. So this was right after I finished my MBA. So this was in the fall of 2011 and the spring of 2012. This was when I'll just go ahead and say it. This is when like the DEI and the wokeness was in its infancy, but it was coming. It was very clearly like
they promoted women of not white color above you, and they were not equivalently educated. Like objectively, they did not have the years of experience or the education. Yeah.
And they were bringing us in. They dragged me into a meeting about like the importance of diversity, and I knew I was quitting, but I just walked out, and they got all upset with me.
Wait, you walked out?
I'm sure I mentioned this on a previous show.
I would have. That's a ballsy move, man. That's awesome.
I already knew I was leaving, so was it ballsy?
Well, no, it was to walk out and say, "Yeah, fuck you. I don't need your request either, or your reference."
That's basically what I did. So this was at the end. Tax season was over. I'd already had another job lined up for the summer of 2012. They dragged everybody in, and they're like, "We need to watch this. This is very important. Human resources has called us all in." And I'm just like, holy fuck. And it was
just walked out.
After about 10 minutes, they even fed us lunch. They had free pizza and everything. I just took some pizza and left.
Well, then that's worth the biggest dildo up your ass then. As long as it's free pizza, then no dildo is big enough in corporate America to shove up there.
The reason I don't think you should give me too much credit for this is because I'd already put in my 2 weeks. So does that really,
No, but you walked out anyway. That was good. That still took a little bit of balls.
But to answer your question seriously, you know what? I just knew I was not going to be there long term. I just wanted to get one busy season under my belt, which frankly I didn't even need. I feel like I was at the worst Big Four. I'll just say it. I don't give a shit. I was at EY. I feel like they were the worst of all
the time. Yeah. I mean, they're all bad, but
fuck the Big Four.
Now out of the Big Four, I'm sure is like Price Waterhouse the best one and Deloitte and Touche like the lower? Is there even any difference between them or?
So the ranking is usually Deloitte is at the top,
Uh-huh.
and then PwC and EY are theoretically,
Mid.
you know, exchanging places. For some reason, KPMG always had a really bad reputation, at least on the
Really?
tax side of things, and even on the audit. Like, yeah, they were just the least impressive of the big four. And then another thing that happened was PwC merged with who was it? Booz? I think it was Booz.
Who's Allen Hamilton, the consulting firm?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that upped them a little bit in terms of the hierarchy. But
Extra
right now,
special white dicks with MBAs. Well, how
yeah.
nice was the hair they had?
I'll just say for all you, the big four is not the end all be all. If you want to do it for a year or two, you can do it, but there's no need to sell your soul. You're not going to get promoted and you're not going to become a partner. So don't do it.
Do you know how I got through my banking years?
How?
I just knew that at the end of all that hard work, I'd have a Mexican friend who would fall asleep on trails when we went hiking. I knew that in my future that was going to be there, and that's what kept me going.
Well, that just keeps me going in my everyday life. Yeah, we need to figure out some dates. That would be fun.
We will. We'll talk later. Yeah.
Okay, and here's our last one.
Elon Musk's filthy jockstrap, $2. Thanks to your video, I'm buying a glue factory. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't invest in horses at all.
No, man, oh man, oh man. Well, Clary, I think we hawked everything unless there was anything else.
No, just those 2 courses, the world's greatest accounting career, link below at Chad's link. Use it there if you're interested in, like, frankly, just having a job that it's boring, but it pays and has a high chance, if you so desire it. It's very easy, well, as far as careers go, to become self and remotely employed. And then also, if you are having spending problems, you might want to take a look at Achieving Financial Excellence, which you can find on the Clary School of Economic Philosophy on Teachable. And I'll tell you this about that. I'm pretty sure it's only $100. If not, maybe it's 150. You take that and you do it. You, in the first month, you're going to get 300% rate of return because you'd be like, oh, yeah, you're right. I should probably get rid of these things. And then so it's really, you're going to actually make, I rarely say that about things, but yeah, you'd actually make money taking this course if you do what's in the course, which is the big if. But yeah, there's no reason to buy shit.
1 second, Clary. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything since somebody says, no, I don't think I missed anything. Someone's like, I had a super chat, but I don't see it. So, all right, Clary, thank you so much. Here we go.
You tagged Uncle Hector's.
No, we got one more here.
Nick started as a grad 4 weeks ago doing tax returns and BAS. What's BAS statements?
BAS, bank. I'm not sure of that term. BAS statements. Balance sheet.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. And BAS statements, starting chartered analyst. Oh, I think he's a foreigner. Australian.
So
he's Australian. Yeah, with their fucking fortnights and Melbournes and Perth bins and Sydney bins. They're all weird down there with their words and their numbers. So started as a grad 4 weeks ago doing tax returns and BAS statements, starting as chartered accountant. I think that's
so it's like a CPA. Yeah,
chartered CPA accountant in Australia.
Okay.
Next week. How long until I strike out on my own, land down under? I got to imagine, I don't know about how the Australian tax system works, but I imagine you have to look at your chartered accountant's governing body and see what the rules are. Like, I don't know if you need a license down there or what, but I imagine if you pass your CA and you get the license, you should just be able to open up shop and go to town. Probably want to get a couple of years experience doing taxes and some accounting. So you can offer a good service, but yeah, not too much longer, especially if you get that chartered accountant position or certification.
I get this question somewhat frequently when people are like, well, how do I know when I'm ready to go off on my own? And my answer is, I can't tell you that. If you feel like you have enough experience and you're comfortable with most types of tax returns, it may be time to go out on your own. Mm-hmm. It took me a little while, but that's because I didn't have anybody like Clary or me to like guide me and be like, you can do this. You don't have to have all this, IRS experience, public accounting experience. You don't need an MBA. I would have done it a lot earlier. If
I asked you that question. I said, having known what you know now, you said you could be in your position you are now by 25. Because you wasted like 10 years dicking around at different, you're going to be a lawyer and this and that.
I want to 28. I could have done it by 28. I want to build in a little. Yeah, because I did want to work at the IRS a few years. Like if we didn't do it exactly how the plan that we recommend people do it. Yeah, I think between 25 and 28, I could have done what I ended up getting here at about 35 or 36. That was about 8 years too late to me. I could have done it way earlier, I think. So, Clary, thank you so much. This was a good one.
You have Uncle Hector starred here.
Oh, he was just talking about cost of living in Georgia, but he ended up leaving the chat. He said he had to leave.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh, well, I'll throw it up. In Georgia, the income tax rate is 5.19%, capital gains, estate tax. And he was just saying that if he moved to Tennessee, it would be maybe a good move. And he's right, because Memphis was at the top of that list.
Yeah.
So, all right, Clary, I really appreciate it. When do you think we should hang out?
I think absolutely soon.
Soon?